Hello everyone, this is Hakaym and welcome back to some more World of Warships. We are here showing off a fairly interesting battle. I am in the Tier 9 Premium European Destroyer, the Friesland, everyone's favorite gunboat destroyer, and as many people of you are probably aware, that this ship is solely a gunboat, has no torpedoes, just has very fast firing guns with really good AA suite, decent, it's not really decent detect, what am I saying, it's 6.4, it's not particularly great. I'm joined with Harmlock in the Tier 9 Georgia, and we are in a mostly Tier 9 match, more or less. There's a few smaller, lower tiers sprinkled in. Now, this battle is essentially a team that I had to literally carry and pull, kicking and screaming to victory. You'll see how it kind of goes. It's interesting. Wasn't expecting it to turn out the way it did, but anyway. So yes, Friesland. It's a very good gunboat. It has almost a 1 second reload time on its main guns. And they hit not particularly amazing. They don't hit very hard. It's just you have such a huge quantity of shells going down range that it kind of makes up for the lackluster damage. So do spot the Brindisi, and it's definitely a ship I do not want to deal with. So definitely taking my time, at least spotting. Now, obviously, the Friesland is not a very stealthy destroyer at Tier 9. It is 6.4 detect. It's also not a very fast destroyer. It's very similar to a lot of USN destroyers, getting up to around 36 knots. So not particularly fast, not particularly stealthy. Does have a nice little hydro of 5 kilometers, so that is very strong against destroyers. So essentially what this destroyer is great at is anti-destroyer. If it can spot a destroyer, that's what it is. Just absolutely fantastic. I'm gonna go ahead and pop my own smoke screen, and I just love this. Just see how many shells we can get down. I believe you can get about 7 or 8 depending on the distance downrange. And this Massachusetts was either very unlucky for him, because almost every single salvo I fired at this Massachusetts, he always caught on fire, which is always super nice. I do run IFHE on this ship, might change it, especially with the change with IFHE coming soon, and armor layout. Do get a fire on the Brindisi, and we have torps inbound. Looks like that is probably from the enemy Fletcher, so we do have to keep that in mind. Honestly, once again, Friesland is a really good anti-DD ship. Obviously can't outspot a lot of things, so it does require a little bit of assistance when dealing with that. I am going to try to at least use my smoke as much as possible, get as much damage out as I can. Unfortunately, not having the best of luck keeping things spotted. Now, Friesland works best when it has other destroyers doing the spotting for it. It struggles with that spotting. I mean, it can deal damage. It just has that DPM that just outright pumps out damage, but obviously it can't really detect. It also doesn't have torpedoes, as I did mention, which is a problem because you deal with a possible battleship that decides to push you. Honestly, if I see a Friesland and I know he's by himself, I will just push that Friesland, because Friesland doesn't have very high alpha damage. It doesn't have the capability of dropping torps on a battleship, so it has no real defense. Its only defense is going to be dot damage and damage over time. So that is something to keep in mind. Now, our team has already lost 2 ships. We've lost our Zara and our Benham, and apparently the Yugamo on the enemy team definitely doesn't like Benhams, which is really unfortunate. So things are kind of looking bad. We just lost another ship. We're definitely losing the health pool here. And this part, actually, I'm gonna go ahead and show off what's that Harmlock is about to do. What he's about to do is just really fun and insane. This is what the Georgia is kind of good at, is being and being insane, doing the insanity of pushing in against this group of people. So going to slip by. We do know there is a Neptune, Massachusetts, gonna bump in to Harmlock there. Fortunately, the Fletcher actually gets detected, and unfortunately for him, me being right here really probably screwed up his plans. Obviously, he's going for a torp run, so that's no real surprise there. But the thing about the Georgia is it has really good speed, and Harmlock actually dodges all of the torpedoes. No, okay, I do apologize. He does take one, but still, that's pretty good. All this considering, Yugumo gets spotted, and just even though this Yugumo's what, a kilometer or so away, we're still hitting him pretty decent. Get him on fire. Is going to be detected. Accidentally popped my smoke screen. That was not intentional, but we're just gonna harass this Yugumo. Harmlock is charging in against a Neptune and a Massachusetts. Neptune does drop single spread torpedoes. We are starting to get focused. Looks like the Massachusetts is going to try to go for a run. Ram. Fortunately, Harmlock is going to be able to dodge that, and we're going to at least try to assist. Just look at this. Look at all those torpedoes incoming. Harmlock gets the kill on the Neptune, manages to completely nimbly dodge the torps from the Neptune, while obviously dodging the Massachusetts. Our team is down 2 ships, and we're gonna try to at least do something. Now, one thing you should keep in mind, your AP, don't discount your AP for destroyers, because it can rack up damage, especially against this Massachusetts. Look at this, we're getting at least 1k per salvo, and once again, these are very fast firing guns, so we're able to actually get the kill on that Massachusetts. That's actually our first kill of the game, and we are down 7 ships. And the enemy team have only lost 4, so there's a 3-ship difference. So that is not particularly great. We do know that the Yugumo was going up towards the cap, and I am going to at least try to defend the cap. That's always the best idea, just in case that Yugumo tries to go for the cap. We can at least defend. We also see the Chungmu, and the Chungmu, honestly, I'm not afraid of the Chungmu at all. Because Chungmu doesn't have torpedoes, and I can definitely take on a Chungmu with relative ease, but want to get rid of that Yugumo. And we do have Hydra, and look at that, there's Yugumo. Torps drop both spreads, which is interesting. I wonder if he is a reload Yugumo, and he is detected. Looks like he's going after the Massachusetts. Yes, I'm pretty certain he's a reload destroyer. And am gonna at least try to finish him off. Massachusetts isn't particularly happy, and unfortunately I'm having a bit of an issue right here. Fortunately, once again, the good thing about this destroyer, it's really good at just pumping out the salvo. And popping Hydro, Chungmu detected. Nothing the Chungmu can really do all that much to me, except for obviously try to focus me down. Does knock out my engine. And just look at this. Just look how quickly we can just melt down a Chungmu. And we actually have very similar health. I believe that, I can see that the Friesland has 50 more points, more than Chungmu. Unfortunately, Massachusetts isn't particularly happy with our team at the moment. And why not? Let's just push this Chungmu. He doesn't really have any friendlies behind him. There we go. Chungmu is now dead. And there is 3v5 right now. We have a Missouri, and I will have to give props to the Missouri in this battle. He's currently facing off against a, well, now a dead Algeria, but also a Bismarck up north. This Amagi captain is interesting, to say the very least. That is, some of his choices in this battle are very, very questionable. Yeah, I'm not going to say too much about it, but you can kind of keep an eye on it yourself just to see kind of what he's doing. Now the enemy team, the Bismarck, is nearly dead. Colorado is near full health, the Brindisi is about 3/4 health, and the Atlanta is pretty much full health. The Atlanta, I'm not overly concerned with. Friesland, once again, can definitely pump out the damage, but obviously the Atlanta has more guns, so it can do the same. And I am about half health at the moment. Now we do know the Brindisi is on the west side. Colorado is a slow battleship, and we do know the Atlanta was actually very close to the enemy cap. I am going to at least try to cap it. Try to basically what I'm doing is trying to get the enemy team to come back to their own cap, force them to defend, because we don't want them on the offensive and us trying to be defensive, because at the moment we really don't have, well, technically we have the firepower because we have the top tier battleships, but at the exact same time the Yamagi is not doing a particularly great job, so yeah. But anyway, once again, gonna try to rush in, and that's the Atlanta right there. Obviously, Atlanta 8.5 kilometer radar, and does look like he does pop it. And yeah, I think had I been maybe a little bit open water, could have done a bit more, or had a bit more time to actually dodge. There is an island in front of me, so I am concerned about that. And I am hoping that at least the Yamagi would be able to spot this Atlanta, because once this radar is down, I'll be able to smoke up. And, well, unfortunately for us, we're not able to really keep the Atlanta spotted, because he actually has very short range. Yeah, so that Yamagi's not of any help, and that's kind of a waste of a smoke screen. So I am going to have to at least kind of come out and at least try to take him on, or at least step on the cap at the very least. Now, somehow that Bismarck is still alive, and should hopefully go down to the Yamagi. At least I hope. Fortunately, we do have the assistant of the Missouri coming down, and there is the enemy Atlanta. And now it is actually a 3v3. This is why I like the Friesland. The Friesland is just a fun boat. I mean, it is a very fun boat. It has its weaknesses. It has its strength. It's not overpowered. Yes, the DPM can be quite devastating, but once again, it has its weaknesses, and that is in the lack of actual alpha damage, as well as a much lower detect. Now, unfortunately, not able to show off the AA on the Friesland, and really, that's one thing I also really do love, is the fact that the Friesland has such fantastic AA. When all of World Warships AA is really, like, really hit and miss. It's a debacle right now. But anyway, Missouri does take the kill on the Atlanta. That has now actually put us in the favor of being in the lead for once, which is really super nice. There is a Colorado on the enemy team, and there is the Brindisi. The Brindisi is, once again, the ship I'm most concerned about, just because it has that sap shells and it just punches the destroyer armor so easily that it's quite annoying. Now, unfortunately, this part of the battle gets a little slow. Our Missouri captain, don't really blame him. He's about 3/4 health. He could have maybe have been a little bit more aggressive, but the Yamagi captain definitely could have been more aggressive. So that is something kind of unfortunate, and I'm kind of playing the island spot, because that's a good thing about the Friesland is it actually has very good arcane shells on it. But once again, I don't know where this Brindisi is. I'm expecting him to come south towards the cap, but unfortunately no one's spotting the Colorado, and the Missouri, I think, is just trying to get in position. I don't think he's trying to get into a position where he's going to be easily detected. Amagi is taking its time to get south, which is not particularly helpful, especially considering he has the most amount of health out of all of us. Finally, Colorado is being detected, and now we can actually just get into a position and just begin bombarding this Colorado. Colorado wisely decided to get into the cap. He's going to at least try to postpone it. Honestly, I think right now their main concern is try to get rid of me. The Missouri is fairly low in health. Actually, he's managed to heal up. It has brought himself up to about half health. And even though we only have one gun turret, you can actually see the damage that's occurring on that Colorado. We're only getting about 289. So not particularly amazing as far as damage. Moggy's still way back there. Not really doing all that much. I think he is trying to shoot that Colorado. But Brindisi finally comes out. Once again, Brindisi is my most major concern. Because, well, yeah, that SEP shells. Yes, I know I've talked a lot about it. Doesn't look like he tries to blind fire. Try to reset. We at least get a fire on that Brindisi. See if we can take him out. That would be fantastic. And I guess we actually managed to use our AA. So I guess we at least managed to do that. We do earn Confederates. Actually haven't done that much damage. We're only sitting at 96k. Most of our focus has been on destroyers. Fletcher, Yugamo, and Chungmu were essentially the ships we aimed at. And it might as well just go ahead and pull back out of the cap because there's almost no real point to stick in there, not getting any actual captures. Got spotted by the enemy Colorado. Brindisi shot. Fortunately, managed to slow up and turn and managed to pull away. Fortunately for us, we're just gonna harass. Once again, Friesland is really fantastic. And with this Colorado, I feel really bad. He's actually doing his best trying to at least defend. I think our team probably could have been a little bit more aggressive. Probably finish this match off a little bit sooner, but no, everyone's kind of sat around to really not doing a whole lot. Trying to at least get through that damage. But yeah, that is getting pretty much close to the end of the match. Finally managed to break 100k on this battle. Colorado is very low in health. This Brindisi is just about to go down. 8k, has a Missouri shooting at him. Missouri, once again, actually did a really fantastic job in this battle. Managed to maintain the Eastern Front. And right now, all we're going to do is just focus. So that is going to be it for this video. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. Just going to be a few more videos posted. And after that, I am going to be gone for about a month. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you like what you saw, hit the like and subscribe button. You guys have a great and fantastic day. Zai Jen.